Okie dokie. Okay. I thought I was gonna stop min-maxing this character, but I just discovered. I was typing in wither in poe2.db, and there turns out there's a video. There's a wither wand. I guess it helps you apply wither really quick. I looked it up on a video, and I was like, yeah, it works. You use winter, and let's see. This could be good for bosses because stacking 72 wither really fast would be like insane, right? Does that work? 14. Yeah, it works. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you have too much setup sometimes, and like it actually ruins the. But we'll see. So instead of, let's see how big of a difference. Like, you don't have time to do like, well, you can do Cursed Ground, Winter, and let's just see how much damage it does just out of the gate. Like if this can flat out just two-shot a boss, wow! Like that. Actually, it is right now, but a lot of steps, huh? Despair, Winter. If you have a Plague Bearer, Inferno Cry, Shield Charge, but yeah, no point whining about it. Let's just try it. Okay, that's a quick boss find. Okay, no charges. Some charges. No charges. Some charges. That doesn't matter. What I want to try is Despair, Eye of Winter, and oh, this is just too OP, right? Okay, let's try it. Okay, they're blocked. Eye of Winter, Despair, and wow. Is that good? Nah. It's okay. I mean, okay, I was just standing there doing nothing. But, for me, the big difference here is you gotta put Infernal Cry on Shield Charge. And this is true for Flicker Strike as well. Infernal Cry is very strong. There's no other way to put it. When you read the lines, it's like, holy crap, that's damage. That's why, if you really wanted to do the most damage as possible, you gotta take Chernobog's Pillar. That item is really good. It's the reason why it's so expensive, huh? Okay, let's go out to Delhi. That's a bit too easy. I do want to play something else, so I don't know what else is there to play. I want to play this like a fun. I want to get a fun game that I can get engrossed in, and it's just not much out right now. I tried No Rest for the Wicked after the patch, but it's just meh. Then I saw people playing D2, the Project D2, and it's like, oh wow, these are really hardcore gamers, because not hardcore, but like die-hard gamers or whatever, because as much as I love D2, I mean, this is what brought me into the ARPG genre, but I can't put up with the graphics like that anymore. So it's good when people can see past the graphics and just like, you know, they like the game for its core systems. One reason I don't really like I like PoE2 and then the PoE1 is just, it's the graphics. I mean, it's just so shallow, I guess, but it's not just the graphics, the music, the feel of the combat, which is also why it's hard to get into Last Epoch, because, I mean, after PoE2, it's hard to get into Last Epoch. Last Epoch was really good. Like, compared to D4 and Last Epoch, I don't see a massive difference in the graphics. Yeah, D4 is a little better, but not by much. But Last Epoch is by far the more interesting ARPG. But PoE2 comes along, and it's got like this amazing feel. As much as people want to deride the slow, quote-unquote slow combat, it is slower, yeah. But the feel of the combat is just unmatched. Unmatched in the, and like I would never tolerate 10 FPS normally, but because the feel of the combat is so good, just when things pop like that, sound effect, and first game in a long time that made me want to buy a new PC. But I want to try to hold it as long as possible because it's just an endless cycle treadmill. I'm just hoping they'll fix some of these performance things before launch, and you don't need a new PC because everything else seems to run pretty fine, like Clair Obscure, and they all run really well. Just PoE, and the only reason why I will tolerate it is because the game is so damn good. It's so good. It takes like thousands of hours of your life, and oh, this one's just a kaboom. It never gets old. It never gets old. It's, you know, their RP that they do at the beginning. It's really important. It's important. That cannot be skipped. The RP adds flavor to the boss. It gives you time to set up too, but it sure as hell adds flavor to the boss. Because it's malice. It's not malice. No one wants it. Oh, but people want the. They recombinate that stuff, right? Oh, the inventory in this game, though. It does tempt you into buying stash tabs, but I'm such a cheapskate. I feel it's not about the money; it's the feeling that they got me through their clever systems. And I will consider it if they really do a banger job on the next patch. But anyway, you know how bad mana is in this patch? This doesn't even sell for 1 exalt. That is insane. That is insane. Don't really need temp chains all that much. Okay, like, it's enough in real life. You have to do spring cleaning. Do we have to do spring cleaning in a video game though? Irritating. Like, okay, I just dumped these tablets. I don't give a shit. Like, you know. Oh, and then like to do this effectively, you have to go to Sekimas. It's the best way. Let's try inviting people. People might want these tablets. I don't want to just dump them. Although no one's really playing the Axe anymore right now, I think. That's why it's good in every patch that you never get a build that's too good. Well, it depends. If you're like pressed for time, if you want to just... you have like 1 hour a day to play, then yeah, no, you gotta go with that. But if you play more, you want to try different builds, and the only reason to try different builds is if none of them are outrageously too strong, because then it's really hard to get the motivation to just experiment, right? Not gonna have too many 18s. Is there an easy way to do this? Is there a hotkey for... wrong one. Oh man, this is infuriating. Okay. Should be okay now. Okay. Let's stock the other gems in. Let's see. So yeah, I don't think it's a big like game changer. Maybe it is, but you can use the Wicked Quill. Okay, Withering Touch doesn't work very well. So Wicked Quill, this is a lame way of, I don't know, are they like coercing you into weapon swapping? Because it seems like the only reason why they make Wither hard to apply So you have to have that on your weapon swap. But that's kind of meh. Okay. Okay, I try to just use up these damn tablets. I do not care to juice them. Oh, I didn't do this map yet? Alright. Let's see this part. Box pillar. Like, it's not even about the divines. Like, you can grind the divines for that. It's just a personal issue. Like, you don't want to pay 260 divines for a shield that gives you, like, oh man, that's just too much. There could be a case to say that, yeah, it's too much. The item looks really cool though. Box pillar. The artwork is cool. Artwork is really dope. Oof. Yeah. Oh, the graphics are so good. Visually, this game is just so good. Holy crap, this build is strong. I don't know, like, is there a case to be made for always running shield and evasion? Like, if you can figure out damage using shield and evasion, holy crap, it's strong. You're unkillable. At least it feels like you're unkillable. Like, nothing ever hits you. I never knew how powerful evasion was until, like, you play casters and then you walk into a map, and unless you got like a giga busted like ES setup, you just get evaporated by the mobs. It's just because every hit is hitting you. So almost right. I guess the idea there is you should be killing everyone before they touch you, but that's not realistic. Not the way the mobs behave in it later. Evasion is top dog. Evasion or block, and better yet, evasion and block. Most certainly top dog for defense. I would pick that any day of the week, because stacking ES really high, it brings its own problems in with it. Like, you need sustain. Like, you have to recover that ES somehow, and that means convalescence or running gloves with ES leech or Where's the music for Breach? Whew. The lag is real. Holy crap! Am I frozen? This is unplayable. Okay, thank you. Yeah, this build is done. I mean, it's already good enough. Only thing. Oh, that is a huge quality of life. What the splinters drop in one pack? Thank you, GGG. That is. I am not gonna say no to that. That is. Oh wow. I am not saying no to that. That's insane quality of life. Yo, it's time to run more breaches. Man, that makes it really easy. Why isn't... Did you have Simulacrum too? That's amazing, QOL. It is almost like a huge question mark. Because is that hard to implement? Because why didn't they just do that in the first place is kind of my feeling. But, well, better late than never. Like, that's just such an obvious thing you should do, right? Why wouldn't you do it that way? Like, you know, you arrive on a... Like, there's no way they're going back, right? Imagine they'd say, oh, no, you know what? Because there's something interesting about picking them up one by one. We're going to revert it back to picking them up one by one. Like, there is absolutely no reason why you do that. Zero. You know, another example would be like, you know, if you want to go back to the one portal system, there is an argument for why you do that. There is. Like, you know, maybe it's the game's too easy, too boring. So that's really a maybe. I'm on the side of no. Keep it at the multiple portal system for sure. The way it is now, I think, is really good. Like, you know, the riskier you want to do it, well, you know, be warned if you die, right? But that one, the QOL one, splinters dropping in one pack, saving wrists, I'm telling you. Like, so that then brings me to like the question of, was that hard to implement technically? Is that why they didn't do it? Or was it not done because of, please don't tell me they were looking at playtime metrics. Like they did not want people to, like they thought like it would extend the playtime metrics if you had to click them one by one. Because if that's the case, that's quite sinister. Like, how do I put this? They're putting metrics above fun. And I know a company that does that. Blizzard, the new Blizzard, Microsoft Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, whatever. That horrific, well, not horrific, just bland, you know. It's okay for like systematic things that you need in life to be done by corporations and large it's actually better that way, I think, because they get better with scale. Like, Amazon's a good example. Is there a reason why you want a personal touch to Amazon? Nah, I don't think so. It's very utilitarian. You just want something delivered to your house fast as possible, which is, you know, it sounds easy when you describe it, right? But it's really hard. You need delivery people, you need to move physical objects across land, air, and sea, and tracking and reporting and all this other jazz that has to be done at scale. And like that kind of thing is best left in the hands of multinational corporations, because I think the way the market's structured, like, you know, if they don't do a good job, if they start dicking around and like with the money they're making, they'll get run over by the competitors, basically. Easy. Because there's no artistry to it. It's just, did you deliver? Did you do the thing that we asked you to do? Oh, no cooldown maps. Like, if you're just a pure shield charge build, that's one affix, that's one mod you have to be deathly aware of, because that completely bricks the build. but not with Plague Bear. Imagine they had a mod that said 3,000% increased cost of skills. Like, that would brick 99% of builds out there, right? Oh, and this one too, because you'd never get the first shield charge off. That's not true. You could do it with this build. You would just, it's so dumb, but you would just use a 0 mana cost skill like the one on your weapon to stack the charges first, and then try to ramp from there. I mean, I guess any class could do it that way, but, but, yeah. Man, Plague Bear, huh? Who'd have thought? There's a breach in here, isn't there? But, like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Is there a harm into putting the breach? Yeah. No? Is there a harm in that? Is there a good reason? Like, if they put the breach icon on a map and then later on say, no, we'll take it away from you. Would you really want it the old way? I don't know. In endgame, it's like, when you're first playing, there is a cool sense of discovery and all that. You want to, like, kind of savor the maps and everything and the environments. But, like, that drastically changes after you spend a lot of time in a game. Like, you've seen everything, right? So the only dopamine hits you get left are, like, well, what's different now? What can I do different now? And, I missed that one. Woo! This is such a fun build. This is the most fun build. Just, it's fun having a pocket Nova that just blows up the screen. It is. And it's really fun to not die. Like you just stand in front of mobs and, like, I mean, it's not fun. I don't think it's good to be an immortal build. I made the immortal chieftain, sort of immortal, AFK. I'm like, that makes the game so boring. Like, so you can't die at all. I'm all for, like, getting tanky and stuff, but you can't ever die. This is amazing. That was 39 splinters. Yo, it's fun now. If you play a game with yourself, how many splinters can I make drop? Yeah, I always think making an infinite EHP character, like just an unkillable character, or an infinite DPS character, it's going to ruin your game. I mean, if you don't want to play anymore and you want the ultimate power and just quit in the next 2 days, yeah, that's good. But if you want to continue playing for the next, like, 2 weeks, you gotta stay the hell away from those kinds of builds. Like, just don't do it. Cause once you hit that, you will never be able to play normal builds again. Unless there's, like, a reset, and you feel like everything, and there's no way to play that anymore in this current environment. This is why after Temporalis, I never touched PoE 2. Like, ever. There was no point. I wanted to, in a way, because there was no other good ARPGs for a long time, but I couldn't come back, because you would just, whenever you found difficulty with a new build, you'd be like, well, I just have Temporalis here to, like, it's so much better. And it is so much better. And it's like, there's no reason to struggle with new builds. You're just doing it for your own, like, how do I put this? Like, it's okay to have, like, just memey fun builds, but if they don't accomplish anything in a good like in an efficient manner, then it's not fun. Like, it's not, you're just playing games with yourself. Right. That's done. So if you have, like, this ultra powerful giga busted build, it's game over. You're done. The game's done. There's nothing to strive for anymore. Like, here still, I don't think this is the best build that possibly could exist. I mean, that's hard to find what best is now, and that's good. Because Lightning Spear builds, as good as they are with clear, they still have to deal with single target, right? So I think the best overall rounder build, if I had to pick one, would be the Blood Mage, for sure, because it solves single target so well. And the clear, you just use Lightning Spear, right? You don't need anything. Lightning spear is nothing special is required. You just have to slap on volt support, get enough added damage. Hopefully you can crit. You have to have crit scaling with that, right? And yeah, generally speaking, you run through, click left mouse or whatever, hit X on your controller, and everything in a 10-meter radius becomes obliterated. And then you scale speed, which is row amount, or other ways. And your clear is more than taken care of, but then you're left with a single target problem. How do you kill big bosses? And even on the Amazon, I thought it was kind of a struggle. Not really. I mean, like I forgot. Like Primal Strikes was good. That thing did big damage, but you have to shock the enemy. I should revisit that actually. There must be, shocking ground's there, but the boss moves. The boss moves. If the boss moves out of shocking ground and like, it's so clunky, And there's another skill, right, on a crossbow. It's almost the same. Shock burst rounds. That does like massive single target relatively massive damage to a single target when they're shocked, but does like nothing if they're not. It's a little bit lame how the design space has almost gotten restricted to that. Like it's a condition of shocked, and then just spread it across different weapon types. I think they should avoid that. It becomes too, like if they do it one more time, it starts to look kind of generic overall. Like so, next we have swords and flails, and please don't tell me it's one of those another ones. If they're shocked, it does big damage, but if not, then no. And they did it with arc as well, so it is kind of lame, a little bit, because arc is the same thing. It does big damage, like unreasonable damage, if the target is shocked. So I got 3 skills now. If the target is shocked, big damage. If not, no damage. And I don't know. I want to cut them some slack. They must be under like immense kind of pressure, maybe, from whoever. I know I don't admire Jonathan's position. He's the voice of the game, and people just keep memeing on him. He looks like a very decent guy, and he cares about the game. Wasn't he there at the very beginning? And I think it shows in the way he's talking about it. He cares about the game, but like when you get that much pressure from people and hate, it's like I don't know how motivated you must feel to go to work. It's like you want to do something else in life now. Somewhere where you're more appreciated, and not just hated on for everything. Yeah, it's like human relationships too. It's like at first it's all positive, then when you get too familiar and too used to it, all you see are the negatives, and the positives just fade into gray. Yes, coffee is here. Very important. Anyway, I have to find something meaningful to do in the game. I don't want to just randomly map for divines. I know people do that all the time, but like you have to want an item really badly. That's a lot of splinters. Jesus, that's what I thought. Like, every time splinters are dropping and I don't pick them up, and I think, oh, geez, this is one of those, Japanese saying, right? Chiri tsumoreba yamato naru, which means, you collect, crap here and there, eventually becomes a mountain, right? Like, little stuff, right? And, all those one breach splinters, I don't think they can collect stats on this, but imagine how many left on the ground splinters there have been since the launch of this patch. Like for each, and divided by number of characters that played like into endgame. It's like we'd be having like 5 times the breach stones at least, right? Come on the market. That's a lot of Zest runs never run. Cause it's a pain in the ass to click each individual splinter. Just like it's a pain in the ass to juice. Like I want to do deli. I know it's not hard to do this. But like it, why? And then like I don't even know that. No, I don't want more precursor tablets. And how do you take it out easily? They said the new control right click is in there. Well, it doesn't work on this, right? Like, it doesn't matter. If there's a way, there might be a way to do this fast. It should not be a struggle. It should not be, I gotta look this up on Google and find a way to do it. That's bad UI. Like, you know, imagine iPhones were like that. Like, you couldn't even, like, operate the damn thing until you look up a guide. Wasn't it one of the great things about iPhones, like, a grandma could use it? Because they don't want to read guides, okay? Like, and then, like, when you buy an iPhone, there's no instruction manual. I remember that was, it was a thing at the time. Like, no instruction manual? Because at the time, Japanese cell phones were like, coming with, like, these thick operation manuals. Thick. Like, I mean, like, how thick is it? It's like a mini Bible of instructions. And you know, when the iPhone came out, it has no instruction book. It's like, no. I just turn it on and use it. And yeah, you just turn on and use it. And for some reason, everything just makes intuitive sense. For anybody. You don't need IQ for this. To me, that's because the guy who made it had high IQ. Okay? It is really stupid to argue at that point. Like when... Okay, why don't the splinters drop this way? I'm not clicking on these. I'm not clicking on these. These are like, it's so annoying. I absolutely detest it when people are like, yeah, did you know you can do it this way? And it's like so obscure, that method. It's so obscure. Like, that's not an excuse. When you make a product for people, the onus is on the creator to have it make sense to people. You know, anybody who has a base IQ of 100 should be able to figure it out on their own. And the same goes for games. There is some degree of when you want to reach like the min-maxy type stuff, where like you just want like obscene power levels in a game. Yeah, you should probably hide that behind some obscurity or grind mechanic. But like for the basic operation of the game, like just to get reasonably through it, if it is not intuitive in some sense, to me that's a failure. That's a failure. That's an abject failure. I don't think in a Souls-like game you need a guide for the first 20 minutes. Absolutely not. Like, you might feel compelled a little bit for that, but it's not necessary. Was it? I don't remember. For me, it wasn't. I remember it to be, like, rough. Okay, is it the evasion? It can't be the evasion. I couldn't have missed 3 in a row. So, legit, if you're a shield charge build, it never hits. I guess because they're flying? Wow, and I'm out of... Okay. This will do it. Oh, God, no. Come on. Open. What's going on here? Okay. What? Again. What's going on here? Oh, am I getting frozen? Look, legit Pathfinder OP. I'm pretty sure that without that node, 30% node, I'm dead. I was dead there. There's a lot of LE damage. Like, my frame rate is so bad on this computer that I can't even see what's happening. Like, I just see this bar going down. Like, what? I just hit the pot button, and okay, I'm okay. I can't see what's happening to me. Like, it doesn't make any visual sense to me. Oh yeah, look at that chilled ground, right? Am I right? Slowed but not slowed, right? Oh man, Pathfinder's good. You know, I like useful stuff in games in life. You know, it's not always about raw power, even though raw power feels good too. But utility is great, man. Utility is wonderful. It's kind of cool if they make Pathfinder the utility class. Yeah, nice. It will have a rough start on League Start though, because on League Start, what everyone misses is damage first, then tank, and then when the damage and tank come more easily, because you have access to better gear and items, then utility becomes the next priority. For FUP, going to be movement speed and movement speed and okay, damage, movement speed, and damage, like you know, and movement speed. I like utility though. So I like PoE 1. I don't understand Headhunter players. I do though. I think it's just I like non-variability to a certain degree. Like I don't want it to be debuffed. It's like a Mage Blood. Always worth 200 divines. It's pure utility and speed. Pure utility. And some crit, right, with the diamond flasks. But it's other than that, it's just pure utility. You don't get stunned. You don't get frozen. You don't whatever. You configure it yourself. It's a great item. One could say pragmatism does the same thing, right? People call it the new Mage Blood. You know the only I think the big difference between pragmatism and Mage Blood. Mage Blood has Quicksilver. If you look at a video of a Mage Blood user, you couldn't tell if he has defensive flasks up, right? Or damage flasks. But what does everyone notice? The speed. The speed is why you buy that stupid belt. And then, like, when I played a few leagues in, I always bought the corrupted 2 flask ones. Don't care. That means you can run a turbo speed. Now look at me talking. I'm just like Fob Gun, right? I don't know. Want speed? Yeah, movement speed is great. I mean, look, ain't gonna lie. Like, if I could bake in like another like 50 MS in this build, I'd do it, man. But I won't sacrifice to clear. Like, Trample Toes give me all that wonderful pops. I can't. And then there's one weird thing about this game. I don't know if it's weird, but like, I think this is true in general. If you're gonna have speed, you need the DPS to match it. I think that they go hand in hand. You can't just scale speed and ignore DPS. Because what's going to happen is you're going to just run and bump into monsters faster. And if you don't have enough damage or attack speed to clear them as soon as you encounter them, the extra speed's kind of useless, right? And I think this build may not scale so well with speed because you have to be a little bit deliberate about when you pop the Plague Bearer. You can't just go in like pop, 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 you know, like, because you'll never have charges that way. And now, if there's a way to get phasing, we already do have phasing through dodge roll. Because what I notice a lot is you just bump into a bunch of mobs and you can't go forward anymore like that, right? You encounter like resistance. It's like there's friction in front of you. But if you have phasing, you just ignore the whole damn thing, keep running through, right? And then when mobs have gathered sufficiently around you, then you pop the see there I couldn't move forward, right? Or there. Is it even remotely possible? Oh man, 92 now. I remember like after 92, after 91, I think any past 90 is like, when people, if anyone is new to this game, your last, like, level 20 gems require level 90. And that's it. Like, you meet the requirement for all of the gems you will ever want in the game. And all items, too. Like, not even, like, items you will meet it way before. Like, I think 83 or 85 is the highest required level for items. Going past to, like, 100 is very optional in this game. I think it's almost like it's a test of, can you stomach the grind, you know? Like, you gotta love the grind there, because the numbers to get to 100 are insane in this game. It's like, so it is remarkable when you look at PO Ninja. I don't know, some people might look at this as a negative. These guys play way too much, right? But no, it's not just about playing a lot. They do have to play a lot. But if you don't have a solid build put together, it doesn't matter if you play all day long, 24 hours a day, you'll never hit 100 because you'll get killed. Or you don't kill fast enough to get the experience, and it'll just take, you never die, but you take an eternity to clear stuff. And that's why I think the EXP penalty, people whine about it. Nah, don't ever. That shouldn't be changed, because the game is generous enough to not penalize you as much before 90, or like maybe the penalty's still there. It's just you level fast enough that as long as you're not just dying and not killing, you do get to 90 eventually. It's well made that way. I did, you know, tinkering with the build. I don't run like min-max stuff before 90. Well, I try to, right? And then when you get your build working, you have enough defenses so you don't die too randomly. You have enough firepower so you kill stuff fast enough. You see your experience, it just goes up, like just by playing moderate amounts of time. So it's cool. That's a good system. And you know, I think you have to applaud the game designers for doing this. The reason I say that is because, like, this one, I don't think they're trying to, like, they could be baiting you into playing more, possibly. I don't see it that way, though. I don't. Okay, no, they are. It most certainly leads to people playing longer for certain types. I have no problem giving up the thing at like 90 and saying, yeah, it's okay. I can't hit 100. I just admit to I can't hit 100. But that's what's fun about it. You can or you can't, you see? Like, that's fun. I mean, it's not just about time played. You need a good build. You need to know how to play it. And maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. I'm not even sure. You need to know the meta for leveling. There's a technique to it. So that means when you go on PoE2.ninja, which is a great site for, like, I think it's really hard to enjoy the game in the fullest if you don't use PoB2, even though it's not really that accurate and it's full of bugs. It still gives you a general idea of what to do with your build, and it has a better search engine for your notables. Like, this search engine is so bad. Why? This highlight, you think it's visible? This is not visible to me. This is horrendous UI that would get called out in any other like domain. For a utilitarian app that requires quick, think of a database app, and you want to highlight stuff, and it's trying to be cute and fancy by preserving the prettiness of the image, and they just flash it in a very like indiscreet manner like that. This would be like the most moronic thing you'd ever do, right? People don't need pretty in those situations. I mean, it's better if you make it ugly, if you can, for reasonable effort. Just highlight it in a very discernible to the human eye color. Maybe I'm getting old, I don't know. You know, like, but if you go like compare this and go to like you go to like your PO any site that has a skill tree, let's be honest, okay? Like whether it's Mobilytics or whatever, and you search for something, that's visible, okay? Because they're thinking about usability first, not does it look aesthetically pleasing. There are some things that aesthetics do take priority, for sure. Like your profile pic and this is so infrequently interacted with that if there's obstacles, animations that are tied in with this, I don't mind. It's good. They should, because this is a great part of the game to ascend. Get your character power. You know, you kind of define your place in this ARPG world. But when people are doing utilitarian stuff like searching for the node that has ailment, and they're like, what? Did I type it in wrong? Did I type it in wrong? Like, it'd also be really good for utilitarian. Autocorrect. Okay? Sometimes like you're tired, you don't type ailment wrong. Google will know this is ailment. If you restricted the keywords to what's available in the game, as we're not doing a global search for everything that's in the world, this should autocorrect the ailment. And it should highlight it in very visible colors. Would that not be a great way to improve the game? That's what I would do. And just forget about the aesthetics in a situation like this. Keep it, but having it glow bright orange would not be an affront to my aesthetic sense at all. Hardly. This is a nice touch, the glow when you take a... I just noticed this. Why do some of these notables glow and others do not? Are they not all in the same leveling field here? Like, is it because these notables are special? Or just because the artist had time to make special art for certain notables? Indeed, some of these notables that have highlights around them, they do seem really strong. Like Finality, that is like the number one damage node on the whole tree of the... How many nodes are they said? 600? Number one in my book. How no? I mean, unless you're playing a dot build. This is like, okay, no, it's not the top. Deepest Tower makes it the top. Like, I don't know how you could ever play a build without Deepest Tower anymore. I mean, it is the best damage items for me, because sacrifice your helm slot, cool, whatever. Holy crap, it just, and it's not just attacks, it's spells. Like, I use it on a, I was trying a lightning warp, because it has a high damage, and it's not hard to pull off the combo. It's fun. I loved it. Like, you cast lightning, the ball lightnings, and you just, warp into it. And of course it does no damage because it's spells. You have to scale it some weird way. Oh, it's just annoying, right? Well, Deepest Tower will work too. And it's just, but at the end, why though? Like, it's not like Lightning Warp has a insane damage effectiveness. It's serviceable. Like, of all the spells right now, that and a few others have serviceable damage. And that's... I don't get it. What does GGG have against spells? It's because Archmage was too strong last league. I don't know. It's... I love this one. Grand Project. They did a great job with the spell animations, though. Like, the way the casters like kind of fling their arms out. It's details like that make the game great, I think. People might not care, but like, it's really cool how they, like that. It's really slow right now, but it's like, it's cool. I think it's really cool. Did I not have my charges up? Where's my last spirit one? It's on a weapon swap, that's why it turned off, right? How could I? It's gotta be bugged. How do I have Plague Bearer up, everything up on a weapon swap and still, what? I still have 4. Is this a bug? I feel like it's a bug. Could be investigated later, but I don't care to right now. Like, it showed that I had all my auras up at 100 spirit, but I still had 40 remaining. Makes no sense. Yeah. Very nice. And I wish Clair Obscur had an end game, a proper end game. I really do. Like, that game is so good, man. Like, it is really good. And again, a game like that, it's not ruined because of what you can do with Mael solo. Because the game is not. This is mob. Like, that's insane. Like, the prop. I was here. I used. I used plane over here. I hear a loot drop, and it's all the way over here. Like, weird. Whoops. Yeah, it's 3 exalts, right? I might as well just use it. No point keeping it. Did I have a... Yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You see this thing? The mob is... It's somehow... Okay, you know what they could really do to improve the frame rate in my eyes? There is too much detail. It's nice. It's lovely. It's lovely. This amount of polygonal detail in a single... What do you call this in the game industry? Widget? Object? Look at this. You can see the molding. Like, the... Christ. But, like... This is doing the last epoch thing, eh? If you fall asleep with the wheels, like... It's like the game's saying, wake up, dude. Alright. But, like, you zoom out. Okay, you still see it, but, like... No, I mean, no, indeed that does add flavor to it. It's just... I don't know. Is there gonna... I just, you know... I guess this game is just made for better PCs. I have to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade. Oh my god. You know, I like my PC. I custom built it 6 years ago, 7 years ago. A long time, yeah, I know. But, like, it's quiet. I put, like, really good fans in it. And, I bought, before that... Was it Alienware, they called it? From Dell? Oh, man, that was a shitty PC. Like, Oh! ES Evasion. Best armor type. Okay, but not this one's the best, though, for, like, Falconer's Jacket. I forgot to mention in my build guide, this is probably the most expensive item now. I got this at League Start, though, really quick. It was, like, about a divine or two. That was expensive. Expensive. A divine at the beginning was really a lot. It was, like, a third of all your currency at that time, or half, you know? But I thought it was worth it, because, an implicit of 5 movement speed with very high... Like, these rolls have to be high, right? The prefixes for the defense. So you get a lot of evasion, and you get energy shield on top. This is just too strong. Like, why would you run anything else? Yeah, I mean, as casters, there's definitely that build where you go with a really high ES. That works really well, too. And it maybe have convalescence for, like, the panics. But, personally, just as a preference, I like ES. I like evasion. I don't mind that occasional, oops, you got popped by something. It's occasional, right? The evasion rating makes it very occasional. And, ugh, my brain's fried. By the way, on my other Flicker character, do you know this node is really good? No, not this one. This one sucks. What is this? This is completely... I guess if you had, like, a crap ton of evasion, maybe. But crap ton of evasion characters don't come down here. Like, if you... Like, in a Flicker character, I had, like, a body armor that had shit stats and Deepest Tower. but you can get like 60 evasion with just a pair of gloves. If you just sacrifice your glove slot and get armored gloves, because they roll up to like 700 to 1,000 armor. This just gives you 1,000 evasion from that. It's strong, because look, the armor I have here, not top rolled. Oh, I don't know. There's a case for like, you know, spending your currency on this. Does it go higher than 1K, 5K? Like, anyway, my point was, if you have a pair of gloves, I think they're called Valmits. Valmits. I don't have any here. But yeah, if you have a very high armor rating, you get a lot of armor, one. And the other one is, just by clicking that node, you automatically get like a lot of evasion. Like, so that's one of those, the way you know if a node is really good for your build, like a really top tier node, and not just because you want to think it's good because it sounds cool. If you remove it, do you notice it? Do you notice the when it's gone? Because if you take off the point and you don't even notice that it's gone, you have to call in the value of that node in question. Like, that's not always true, because some of them stack and then like all together taken away, it's big. But for damage, that's the case. Like damage, you just monkey brain that. You just, you know, you gotta keep up with the HP. It's just a keeping up game. But like defense nodes, like it's rare to have a defense node that becomes like almost all of your attack defense, attack spell defense, right? Hit defense, non-AoE hit defense, leather bound gauntlets. This node is strong because you can solve almost all of your evasion. You need to take other plus evasion, like increase evasion nodes, but this will give you all the base that you kind of need without going to high territory. Whereas this one, I guess it's because you're getting armor, and armor is always a, like did that really help? Because I can't tell. I think Karn had a really good point. Like, armor only protects against fizz, whereas it does make a little bit of sense to balance it out if it also applied to LE damage by default. Look, Pathfinder gets that on their node. Oh, do they have this on the nodes here? Like, I remember this one that says armor applies to chaos damage. That's corny. Like, okay, armor should get that for free. It's so underplayed, armor builds. Armor should be a respectful stat. You should like look at it and go, okay, yeah, it's good. I want armor. I want to have high armor. It shouldn't be a, oh crap, I got armor. That's bad. Like, they don't need more hints. I don't think there's anything more that we haven't discovered about armor. Armor is just shitty unless you have other layers of defense, and at best it's like an auxiliary defense layer, right? For big AoE fizz slams. Like, it could have saved me when I got killed from the hyena boss. That's just one situation, right? Whereas evasion ES will protect you in every... Well, evasion becomes like almost useless against a boss, huh? That is true. Because the boss almost never does attacks, just straight up attacks or spells. No, never. But its most dangerous attacks are always like those special attack slams. Which evasion... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Speaking of tanky, I got frozen? Wait, what am I running here? Oh, I'm running stunned. I'm so dumb. Do I have a thawing charm? That would have made a difference there. Like that volley of... This volley of crap. Evasion is what's... Evasion is so good against that. That is strictly an evasion check. Or if you're ES... Do you have a crap ton of ES check? And then like the OP the priest of the sun who fired that tracking beam that's like, holy crap, that's sinister design. Like, I'm not sure if I agree with that. If it's okay to have that attack in the game, but it's weird that they're classified as a normal white mob. That is a rare attack, if anything. Like, I know rares are just beefy HP with modifiers, but come on. Are there rare versions of the Priest of the Sun? Because that's a nightmare. But what's interesting is that skill, as annoying as it is, it really just is a check for your fire res. And if you're running evasion, well, evasion will be a complete, like, just flat, just DR against that attack. Because it's a bunch of hits, like, one after the other. So, like, if you have fire res max, that's like 75% resistance, right? Take a quarter of the damage. And then if you have like 75 evasion, it's another quarter. So you'd be taking a 16th of the damage that someone who has no fire res and no evasion. If you have no fire res, no evasion, that Priest of the Sun will just insta kill you, right? Yeah, I don't agree with that design. That's a bit too harsh. And imagine, like, if you are playing a pure ES character, unless you have good fire res, it's like it's gonna drain your ES very fast. Oh, let's play guess them. Okay, left. Okay, I don't want. So far, I got just incidentally lucky with bosses here. They all have mobs in the room with me. This one, oh man, I wanted to try. Okay, look, Eye of Winter, Despair. To me, not necessary. Like, I didn't run it for a while, and I don't feel a difference. Like, okay, it could be in that weird zone of it's there, kind of noticeable, but not significant. Okay, where's the boss? Not worth it. That's worth it. The 1-2 punch of landing the shield, Infernal Cry shield, and then I think I have it with enough damage now that it insta charges Plague Nova. Insta charges it. And you just pop the Plague Nova and boss is gone. Which is good. Okay. Venturing into what are we doing here territory. I'm not grinding for anything specific. Not. I don't know. Yo, interesting facts, eh? Looking at a YouTube channel I just started recently. The Get Your Attention video demoing the, like, you know how Plague Bearer can just sometimes one-shot a boss. It has less views than the guide. And the guide, because the guide is under the, is it also public? Oh, no, it is. It's, you know, that's good to know. I mean, people are actually not just looking to build and going, yeah, okay, that's cool. They want to know how it works. And I think that's a great thing about PoE, is that think people who play it are all kind of smart in some way. You have to be smart to thrive in that kind of game. To some degree, you don't have to be like a genius. It's just you have to have some intelligence, I think. Can't be that warrior with like 250 strength and like 30 intelligence. Although in this game, having no int is punishing because you don't get spells at all, and spells are a really good utility. But people want to know how to. But you know what? Same thing with Clear Obscure. I made a vid with just how to kill Simon after the patch, and man, one guy was really upset with like, where's the fucking guide? Oh, okay. I mean, like, I thought some of you just wanted to figure it out yourself, you know? I mean, I talked about it. I even wrote in the comments, like, what the exact pictos I used. I guess they didn't think to look there. They watched the videos like, where's the fucking guide, man? Where's your setup? Useless. And there's only one guy did that though. So like that one guy obviously is just, you know, who knows, just rage baiting. But yeah, it's cool. Like people want to know. Like you actually slow down, talk to them. It doesn't matter if it takes a long time. If you explain it clearly, people like the explanations. I think. You know, maybe it's the audience. I don't know. And not just seeing, you know, just. I think that's, yeah. I mean, like, as someone who watches a lot of these guides too, like, just, you know, I appreciate the explanation too. Like, you know, it'd be better to abbreviate it, but I don't know how to abbreviate stuff. I mean, I think it takes work. Like, brevity is the soul of wit, right? So, to compact a message down to its most essential form, it requires, like, effort is required usually. Kind of like you want to polish a graphic or something. That's not a mob? What is this? Huh? Oh, it's 3 boars that are like, oh. Huh? This is visually confusing to me. Yeah, it's 3 of them. Okay. Or 4. One thing I didn't know about myself was when I was growing up, I liked the fast characters that kind of like you know, I like the small characters and they're fast. But then I play a game like Devil May Cry. I'm like, I don't like this game. It requires too many button presses to accomplish one thing. And I play Street Fighter, right? And I actually like characters like Zangief, but like rip off like 30% of your HP in one move or more. I don't know. It feels efficient. I can't explain it. As opposed to like chipping someone down death by 1,000 cuts. It's just more satisfying to like land one big boom on the enemy and cripple them with one hit. I don't like tickling enemies. I want to like obliterate them. And I don't like warrior classes in general. I just, you know, so like if a spellcaster has a big boom kind of a skill, oh man, I want to play that. But they don't have a big boom skill this patch. I was like, is Flame Blast good? But I hate Flame Blast as a skill, like channeling and stuff. I don't see how they can make this work. I like to see what they're thinking, because the skill, you channel it, you're like, oh, big damage coming in. Disappointment. It's like nothing really. And it's like, generally speaking, you can tell if a skill is worth investing in if you just run it without that many supports or upgrades, and you're like, wow, that's not bad for like no supports. And then think, if I scale this, if I try to scale it, maybe yeah. If the skill starts off being really shitty, like it just does absolutely no damage, like if you scale shit, you get slightly better shit, right? But if you skill something that looks pretty damn like moderately good at no investment, then it becomes like a really good. What did I push there? I pushed a. What should I do for the rotation here? Despair, Eye Winter, pop, Inferno Cry, Shield Charge. Did I fail to pop? I did. It did not matter anyway. Right. Yeah. Well, this is wandering into this is a bit too easy. Getting bored territory. Even if you crank deli, it's like same thing. You run big deli, like just the delirium maps. Boring. I don't know. I got no good loot from that, so I'm like, forget it. I'm not playing it. Like having immunity to freeze on the tree. That's weird. Would you ever pick that over immunity to And I feel like immunity to stun should be granted to one warrior class. I know it's OP. It looks OP and it's like it invalidates the use of unwavering stance, but all the warrior ascendancies are already out, huh? Is there a... No, I don't think there's immunity to sun. But yeah. Anyway. Gonna play something else. This is too boring because I think the build is more or less done. Like, I don't know. Like, there's always gonna be room for more improvement in the sense that I'm just not motivated anymore. You could put this at 21, which would increase it not too significantly, but maybe it would. You could try Nebulock, which is supposedly really amazing for killing pinnacle bosses because you guarantee a crit on shield charge. But builds that just specialize too much into Uber boss kill, they're kind of like, I don't know. This is not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. The damage increase from inflicting a little bit more, like you can just one Withering Presence. This here. Was I not running it? Oh, turn it on. What? Why not? Anyway. Yeah, anyway. It's on here. Just one Withering Presence. Wither away. And take 2 increase effect. And the moment you start to fight, the boss has already got 2 stacks at 24. I think it's 24, right? Is it 8 per stack? And then it's like, I don't know. It's like 18, 24 range.